Hi, as you can see, I have this grey plastic bag here. Now, from the thumbnail, you'll have seen what I'm going to be looking at. It is going to be doll's house bits and pieces. Now, there's a mixture in this bag. The bag was originally a Timo bag, but there's also some Shen things in there. There's also some antique centre things in there, bits and bobs that I found recently. So what I did is as I've been buying bits, I just keep popping them in this bag. And then I thought, well, I'll do a video on all of it. There's lots of bits and pieces in there. Some things that were super cheap, or some things I might need to alter, but I knew that. I chose them for that reason. So we're going to have a little rummage in my bag. There's quite a bit in there, actually. I'm banned from Shen or Timo at the moment. It's, you know what it's like. I don't go on very often, but when you do go on, it's like, maybe that one or maybe that one. But I'm not on it for at least a month. I'm banned, I've decided. So I'm really pleased what's in there though. So we're going to have a rummage at that. I do have some other doll's house things coming, because as some of you know, obviously I have quite a few doll's houses now. So I've got some vintage bits and pieces which will be on a separate video. So I'm excited. I'm waiting for them to come off Vinted. But I'm trying to think. I don't think there's any Vinted items in here. I think they are just what I've just said. But we will have a look. I've even forgotten what's in here. So this could be a fun rummage anyway. So let's go top down. Have a rummage in the bag. If you enjoy the videos, please like, subscribe and share. And let's have a look what I've got. So this is the contents of that little grey plastic bag. As I mentioned, there's a mixture. There's some Timo, there's some Shen, there's some antique centre, all sorts of bits. I keep putting them in the bag, and then I thought, well, let's have a look at them. So we're literally going to go from whatever is on the top. There is no method to this. This is just a case of have a rummage. I think you can probably see very immediately what is first. Now, I haven't crocheted these. These are old and not antique. I was going to say antique then, but they're not. They are all vintage, should we say, crochet. Now, I picked these up from the antique centre because I thought tablecloths for the doll's house, I think that's too big, but a rug, make a really nice rug for a bedspread. I thought that was quite nice to go over a bed. Again, more of a rug one. But some of these are really delicate. I mean, that would look really nice on a little table. And we have another one which I think is more of a rug sort of look, isn't it? And we have a last one here which again I think would make a really nice rug in one of the doll's house's rooms. Now I paid, I'm trying to think what I even paid now. This is how long these things have been in this bag. I think they were £1. Yeah, they were £1 each. I'm just looking how many I got. 1, 2, yeah, because I paid £5 for the lot. Now it's sort of sad really, isn't it? Because somebody has spent so many hours making those, and beautifully making them as well. There was a full box full, and I thought, well, I know people, perhaps if you've got a vintagey sort of vibe in your house, you might have little sort of doilies on the side which are cute, but on average people don't really do anything with them. So I thought they would work really nice for the doll's house, give them a second lease of life and make some really cool sort of either over bed throws, as I say, rugs, tablecloths, things like that. So always keep an eye out for these because I think they are so nice, and it is such a sin. I mean, look how delicate that is. It's such a sin that it will sort of probably end in landfill if people don't buy them. So if you have a doll's house, I think it's a perfect thing to be able to use. And again, it even gives it an extra vintage vibe to your doll's house because these are genuinely vintage. So I do love those. So I'm going to put them to that side. Now, the other thing I did get, we'll do the antique centre first, was this little lot. Now, as you can see, there's 2 little bells. I didn't want the little bells. They will probably go to the charity shop, but I wanted this. Now, I've not opened it at all. Let's see if I can even get in it. Oh, there we go. Lots of sellotape on this one, which is good because it keeps it safe. Now, it was originally only, I think, about £1.50, but they'd reduced it and popped it in a little box for 50p. So I thought, well, that's amazing. I will have that just for the little jug, and the other little bits and pieces that, if I can ever get in it, that is, will, as I say, pop to the charity shop. Well, look at the little bells, though. They are cute. They are too big. They do the ring. That's not really a ring, that one, is it? That one's just an artificial little bell. They are cute. That one's got, is it a peacock? It's got a peacock on it, and that has got some really pretty flowers, but they're not something I collect, so I will pass them on. As I said, they'll probably go to the charity shop, and I'm sure somebody will love to pick them up to go in their little bell collection, because yeah, that is too big. I don't think that would fit even for like my Cindy size as an ornament. I still think it's too big, but they are really pretty. But as I said, for 50p, all I wanted was this. Now this is, I know this is not doll's house size, this is Cindy size, I would say. So this could go in my Cindy's kitchen. It's just a basic little, just a pot. I presume it could have been a tourist thing, it could have been part of something else, but I thought how pretty. I've got some tiny dried flowers that I've been looking for, well, that I've put to one side actually for the dolls, that came with something else of mine, and that would look really nice actually with that. I think that's really nice. So 50p well spent. So that's going in Cindy's house. Now the rest of the items, that's an empty packet. I'm not quite sure what that's about. I think I do because something fell out, didn't it, when I couldn't get into the box. The rest of the things are very Temu-esque, and in fact, looking at them, I keep saying Shen. I can't remember. I think some of these are Shen. I'm sure they are, but essentially they're from one of these sort of Chinese sites that we all see and we all use. So we've got Shen, we've got Temu, we've got AliExpress. Shen now do actually have a warehouse in the UK, so if you're wanting to get the clothes, that's quite handy. But I think a lot of the other bits do take longer to come, so I'm presuming they are coming in from China. Now this is the thing that had fallen out of that bag. Look how cute that is, and it's actually got some weight. It's not, that is actually metal, but I couldn't resist it because it got pussycats on. Again, doll's house size, but it could be Cindy size, could be fashion doll size, because if you look in your own home, you'll find your photos, your pictures, your frames. They are every size from the tiniest to the biggest. So I think that is really lovely. I have quite a few cat pictures in my house. I have one particular wall with cat pictures on, so I thought my little doll's house needed them, and this is going in the doll's house, this one. So that's that one. And I think these were all, I mean, when I go on, I've noticed Temu, you have to do a minimum of £15 spend, but there doesn't seem to be a minimum on Shen. And you know what it's like, you go on them if you've ever used these sites, and there's so much there, it's almost too much information to take in sometimes. So you do usually end up spending that anyway, but most things are around £1 that I buy, £2, £3. I've never really, for the doll's house things, I don't think I've ever really gone above £3 unless it's something very specific. So let's carry on with this. We have some flowers now. I've had these before, but as you know, I've got a few houses now. Oh, we've got a flower drop off, need to be careful there. But I thought these were really nice, you know, to go up the front of the houses, sort of like a little sort of rose vine, because they're really flexible. And we did have one drop off. I don't know where it's come from. There will be a little stalk somewhere without a flower. It's like a little rose bud, that one. Or would it be there? Might be there. I don't know whether that's a leaf or something. Oh, well, that it fitted on there anyway. So I thought these were quite nice. And again, I think pennies. I think we might, I mean, I say pounds. Some of these are like 50p, 60p, things like that. But I think they're quite cute. I have, like I said, got some before, but I thought I'll get a few more while I'm on the site. We have the tiniest of bowls here. I thought this was going to be bigger, but it's a packet inside a packet. It's so tiny. I might actually leave it in there. I don't know how well you can see. Can you see? It's like a pumpkin. It's like a little, well, you can see the top. It is. I'm going to have to open it, aren't I? You can't really see it. Where's my scissors? Ah, I don't know where my scissors are. Oh, I've got in it anyway. It gave. It is super cute. Again, it's resin, I suspect. Not quite sure who it's going to fit for. Maybe that tiniest house that I've just got. That'd be nice in there, wouldn't it? Because that is super, super tiny. I think, again, that was like a 39p, something like that. Now, what else have we got? Oh, these. Now, I like these. I've had, again, I've got some before that I got for Cindy's house. But I think these are a little bit smaller. And I think they'd be great for the doll's house. I mean, they are metal. They are actually metal. I don't know how well you can see them. And pop them. Let me do one at a time. You see? So we've got a little stag there. And then we have little dough there as well. Again, it's something I do have in my house, not real ones of course, but I do have some stags and deers in my house. It is something I do like to have on the side as ornaments, and I think they're really quite nicely made. The detailing is there. They are mass produced, of course they are, but again, perfect for the doll's house, for a mantle, for a shelf or a bookcase, something like that. And again, pennies. There are so many different designs for these little brass things. You could end up buying dozens and dozens. As I say, I have had them before, but they're slightly larger last time. This is even better because they are so delicate. So love, love, love them. Now I have two things here. Now I said everything was a mixture from different places, and these are actually from the car boot. But I have seen these on Shen or Temu. I have seen them before because I've looked at them, because what they actually are charms, but I don't want them as charms. I'm going to be taking that out, using these little tiny, throwing it away, these little tiny weeny balls of wool, because I'm going to be making a little crochet knitting or crochet or sewing basket, whatever you want it to be when I've made it. And I thought they would look really cute, and I paid £1 for them. I've actually got a feeling, and that was at the Garbo, but I've got a feeling they're actually cheaper on Temu. But they are cute, they are resin, and I just think they're great sort of to on display. But they're definitely 12th scale, I would say. I think it's a bit small for Cindy. I suppose she could be doing some fine crochet, but otherwise I think it's a little bit small. Now, hang on, this one was also for the car boot. And I think you've probably already guessed what these are going to be. They again are charms, but perfect for Christmas decorations for tiny houses. They have little gems around the top. They are a bead. Now I've made sort of these decorations myself, you know, when you get a bead and you use the wire and etc, etc. And to be honest, it's not a lot of work, but it's fiddly work. But when you can buy them like this, there's not really much point putting all that effort into it, unless, you know, you're doing a very special Christmas tree. Because like I say, I have got quite a few that I have made because the beads were particularly pretty and things like that. But I think these would nicely fill out one of the Christmas trees, and it's a cheap way of doing it. So yeah, pleased with those. They're going all over the place, aren't they? Now this last little packet, I didn't realise I'd even ordered. I clearly had, when I went back onto the site, I had ordered it, and it's just a mix, and I don't even know what's in there. I think they must have like a big thing and they scoop a pile of stuff out and you get whatever's in the scoop, that sort of scenario. So some of this is going to be great, some of it is going to be absolute rubbish for me anyway. It will be probably used for other dolls. Now in there we have some money that is very much like the money you get in the mini brands, which is quite cute, and a little book, which is fine. It's just a basic little book. So both of those are definite users. That's going to be obviously Cindy. That's going to be Doll's House. Oh, that's nice. Again, I think I paid like £1.50 for the lot. That could be either. That could be either size dolls. We have a little puppy dog, which is cute, but I don't know whether I'd use it because the Doll's House things I like to look a little bit more realistic, and that's more cutesy, isn't it? That might work for maybe a nursery, Doll's House nursery. That's quite sweet. We have a little vase, which can be used for anything. Got quite a little collection, actually. Oh, that's funny. No idea what I'd use it for. Maybe Cindy's bathroom for a bit of fun. Maybe Cindy's bathroom. We have a little jar, which these, I don't know how well you're going to see these. I don't want to blur the camera. Let me do it slowly. Let me close my hand on that one, so we're just looking at this. They have actually got the tiniest of gummy bears in them. Proper little shaped gummy bears. That is adorable. I think that might go in my cafe, actually. I know you don't usually sell gummy bears in cafes, but my little cafe that I've got has got all sorts of bits in. I can't believe how tiny they are. I just keep staring at them. I really do hope you can see them, because that is super cute. Right, we have a fence. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with that either. Oh, my things are rolling away there. I have a little telephone. Oh, I've lost that one. It's off. It's going to be off the table any second now. Yeah, that. A little telephone. It's cute. They are, I think, more sort of children's toys sort of vibe rather than anything else. Little tennis racket. Could be used for display. What's this? Is that meant to be like a little suitcase. Maybe not much use. We have a perfume bottle though. That would do for Cindy. We have a little parcel, which I've mentioned Christmas trees. When I do the Christmas tree, that could go under the parcel. That would be cute. Little picture, definitely be able to use. Tiniest of violins. Again, it's a possibility. Now this is a little pot, so it's a little faux pot. I think that would look fine on the side in the doll's house. Now I've actually bought a load of these a while back. Mine were in like a purpley colour. No, they weren't. What were they? I used them for the Smart Doll one, didn't I? And the Blythe mermaids that I did. So I'll keep that anyway in my box of bits and pieces like that, because I might be able to use it for something. Tiniest weeny brush, which could go on the side in a doll's house. That again looks a little bit like, I mean it's a lipstick obviously, but it's a little bit like the mini brands, that's the word. So again, maybe Cindy decides to sit on her dressing table. And we have this. Now what is this? This is a book. Oh, it's a book. It's a tiny weeny resin book, which again, maybe nursery sort of base. There's a couple of things that could sort of go for nursery for doll's house. So that could possibly work. So yeah, it was a gamble, that was. It was literally a case of I had no idea what I was going to get, but I actually got a few things that are 100% suitable for the doll's house, a couple of things for Cindy, and a couple of things I will have to think about it. I do like that though, that's cute. The little cactus, that's actually like a soft leaf as well. So that was just a random bunch of things. Hope you enjoyed that random bunch of things. Let me know if you do get things from Timo, Shein, etc. I know it can sometimes feel a bit scary when you're buying from these sites if you're not used to them, but just be careful. Make sure you research what you're buying. Always double check. If you see something on there and you think, oh, that's really cheap, go and look if it's somewhere else as well, because you might be able to get it cheaper, or somewhere else where you might feel sort of safer if you're not sure. I always make sure I'm careful what I buy, or I make sure, like with these, I knew it was a bit of fun, but so there was a risk. But I think I've got about 5 or 6 things out of it that I will use. And again, it was, I don't think it was even £1. Really pleased with my things from the antique fair. Love that. Well, it was the antique store, not the fair. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. I'm looking forward to being able to use some of these items. So, oh, I'm going to be a second one rolling off the table in a minute. So that's the end of that. Hope you enjoyed it. Come and have a chat. It was just a fun video, and I will see you all very soon. So bye bye for now.